Welcome back. My name is Scratch Tutorials, and today we will be learning about the data blocks in Scratch. So we will be going over the variable and the list. So the variable is pretty easy. So you click make a variable, and then you type in whatever you want. And since this is a new account on my for my YouTube channel, it would normally say make this a cloud variable down here, but since this account is new to Scratch, I don't have that. So that for this sprite only means that only the cat will be able to view this variable. And if you do for all sprites, which I recommend for all variables, everything can view the variable. So let's just call this, let's see, we'll call this X position. So now we have a new variable called X position, and if you're making a game, you probably want to uncheck that so it won't show when you're playing your game, which this isn't a game, so it won't show anything. But what this block will do is whenever it is activated using a line of code, it will change the X position or whatever variable it is to that set number. And the next one is change by, and sometimes you will get you will accidentally want the change by and you'll accidentally grab the set, or vice versa. But the change by will change it by 15. It will not set it to 15. This will set it to 15, and this one will change it by 15. And you can do negative 15, and that will take 15 away from it. And yeah, you just want to make sure when you're programming a game that you don't accidentally do change by, because this will really mess up your game if you're making a complicated game. And then these two right here are for showing the variable and hiding it if you want to have this show and hide while you're playing your game. I'll set up a simple thing, so when flag is clicked, it'll hide, but when we click the space bar, it'll show. So it's hidden, and then when we click the space bar, it shows, and all that. We can also take this out, and then just have the when flag is clicked, set the X position to 0. And then when the space bar is clicked, it will increase it by 1, as you can see right there. Yeah, that's basically it. And since this is called X position, I will go ahead and make some code for the X position to set it to the X position of the cat. So we're going to just grab the X position and set the X position, which is this variable, to the X position of the cat. So yeah, whenever I drag this around, it will set the X position of the cat whenever I let go of the cat. So as you can see, the X position is 64, and it's 64 right here. So yeah, and I'm just gonna go ahead and set the cat back at 0, 0. The next thing is a list. Well, the last thing I need to show for the variable is when you right-click this, you can change it from a normal readout to a large readout, which sets it to this and hides the name. Or you can do a slider, which you can then change it while you're playing the game. Yeah, and then you can rename it or delete it, which I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. Then making a list. Lists are very handy if you want to make a debugger or something to show anything wrong with the code. So I'll just call this list. And it will show, and you can drag it and adjust it anywhere you want. And as normal, you can show the list, hide the list. But all of this is something we will review right now. So what I like to do is when the flag is clicked, I like to delete all things on this list. That will mean that if I were to take out this code and add thing to the list, as soon as I restart, it's still there. So I like to do delete all, and it will empty it out. So I'm gonna add code. So when this is clicked, and I'm gonna go ahead and make this cat draggable in player, meaning that you can drag him around when you're playing the game. I'm gonna have it. So in the list, it will forever add, and I'm gonna make the X position again, and I'm gonna have the code for the cat again. I'm just gonna do everything I just did, and then I'm gonna add X position to the list. So now it will add the X position of the cat forever in the list. So if I were to drag it, you can see that it's updating and all that. So yeah, that's the list, the add function. So when we click restart, it empties it out. So you can delete the last thing. Pretty sure this is the first thing. Let me 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me call it thing. Yeah, it's deleting the first thing. So this is pretty self-explanatory. You'll just delete something in there. This you add a number. You can also add a number to this. So you want to delete the fourth thing in the list. So this will insert it. So if you have thing, 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 and thing, and you insert objects, haha, savage, at 2, it will insert the object at 2. It won't insert it after 2. It will replace 2 with the object. Yeah, so let's look at the next thing. So replace. So this will replace the item. It won't just insert it. It will replace it. So if we do thing, 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 and thing, and replace number 2 as objects, then suddenly it replaces it. It doesn't just push it. So that's also handy as well. Whoops. Wrong thing. So the next thing is this, the item 1. So basically, you can say which one it is. So if we say 2, and then we have the cat say what item number 2 is, he will say object, because number 2 is object. So if we do 3, he'll say number 3, which is thing. Yeah. Go back to our, okay, so length of list. This is pretty self-explanatory. It will just say how long the list is, how many objects you have in the list. I'm not going to do an example on that. And list contains this. So this is a thing. This is a sort of a sensing thing. So it works like touch and color. So it does, so we can have an if-else statement. So if, we're going to have if space key pressed, if it contains objects, then the cat will say hi, hello for 2 seconds. So let's go ahead and click space. So nothing's happening because it doesn't contain the thing object. So we're going to add things to it. What? So we have things to it, still nothing. But if we add objects to it, then it says hello. So that's a pretty cool thing. So basically that concludes all you really need to know about variables and lists. I'll be making, this will be like a series, so I will make something on most of these categories that won't be obvious to a beginner. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you.